We are getting ready to open a brand new branch library, the Fairwood Branch, and it's always an exciting time when we get to open a new library. It's filled with new books and new equipment. We have a little over 28,000 new books here ready for the community to check out and read. We have 41 new PCs so that they can access the internet and all the databases that the library can provide. And we have some wonderful new study and workspaces and some collaborative study spaces. We have some new features in this library that we've not had in any of our other libraries. That includes new collaborative study rooms for both teenagers and adults, and we have a new drive-thru window, which is a first for the library system, so that's a new convenience that we will be offering. We also have quiet study rooms, so that's another new feature that we think that people can use and take advantage of. This will be a very busy library. We anticipate a lot of excited, happy children, young adults, and families coming in to use it. So the quiet study room is a good thing to have for those who need a more concentrated area, or an area where they can concentrate better and study.
We are spreading out into so many different neighborhoods. Just because a building is there, that building is nothing, even with the books, if you don't come in and take part in the activities and learn. This erases a lot of things that happen in the community, from illiteracy to crime, to people who maybe never finished high school. Basically, they can now come in, and I call the library the great equalizer, because it brings everybody together, puts you on another level. At the same time, it prepares you for jobs that you never thought you would have.
It's so important that individuals realize that the library system and the Board of Control were responsive to the needs of this local community, to the wants and desires of this local community. When they approached us and said that they needed a branch here, we immediately studied that, came out, determined what we could do, and we moved forward, making certain that this community, just like all other communities in East Baton Rouge Parish, have access to the services and information that they need, either through technology or through books, through the collection that we have here, or use of our computer services, or even use of our meeting rooms or teen rooms as well.
For Southeast Baton Rouge, that for this area, this is the first time that we've had this had a library here. This is a wonderful footprint. It's about a 15,000 square foot library, and it's going to be a community gathering place. We have community rooms, we have computers. We'll be able to service both the old and the young. It is just going to be a gem, to District 8 in Southeast Baton Rouge.
It's a new type of library. There's a lot more technology in this library than a typical books and shelves type library. So we did Bluebonnet 20 years ago. This is a much different facility. Relies a lot more on computers and internet than the older style libraries.
Good morning and welcome to all of you on behalf of the City Parish of East Baton Rouge, the Library Board of Control, and the staff of the library. I'm so happy that you're here with us on what's a little bit of a damp and coolish morning, but I think there are lots of warm hearts and high expectations here as we get ready to open the library. The very first order of business this morning is we'd like to have an invocation that will be presented by the Reverend Dr. John G. Blewett of the Faith Presbyterian Church. And that congregation and staff have been such a good neighbor and an encouraging presence to us all during the time that we've been building this library.
Thank you. From our vantage point right across the street, we've been able to watch the progress on a daily basis, and so we are very excited. We've been looking forward to this day. We believe that God not only wants to bless and save individuals, but communities as well. So we look forward to partnering with our new library and businesses and everyone here to have a positive impact on the whole community.
Launching a new public library is always a joyous and an affirmative experience. As we open the new Fairwood branch this morning, I think it's a very exciting prospect because we are hoping to offer you a facility that we feel will be both enticing and engaging. It features some new design and functional elements that we've not had in any of our other libraries before. and we hope that those will be of great service to the public. Examples are a drive-up service window, youth and adult collaborative workspaces, dedicated study rooms, and mobile display units. There will be some other nice features that we hope you'll all come inside and explore in just a few minutes. And of course, as is the case with any library, there will be new books to be read, new computers primed and ready to go to let you search a vast array of databases, and new work, study, and programming spaces ready to facilitate your creative and learning endeavors. The library is also a symbol of our community's willingness to invest in itself, to affirm its optimistic belief in our individual and our fellow citizens' capacities and capabilities to learn, to grow, and explore new ideas. The public library is the workshop of American ingenuity and is a place where you can dream big, work hard, and accomplish more. Our next speaker is a man who is well acquainted with dreaming big and accomplishing a lot. I'd like to introduce our mayor, Kip Holder.
Okay, I was not prepared for that first line there. Being mild, meek, and humble. But let me thank Spencer and all of you. This is a tremendous day for Baton Rouge and East Baton Rouge Parish. When this project started, it really started a lot. Conversation was going on, but in 2005, both Mike Walker and also Mr. Bardwell, they came into the office, sat on the sofa, and we started talking about actually getting this done. You know, but it's moved from a talking stage to an action stage to an opening. And that's really, really great. But a library is something very special. It's the great equalizer when it comes to education. It can do things to prevent crime when we educate our children. It could take illiteracy and take it away as a negative factor in the community. And at the same time, it could bring people together, some who have never met each other and some who are coming together for the first time. That creates lasting friendships. And then the library tells us that we can never take the word knowledge for granted, that we must look at this facility and use it. A building, books, technology, all of that is fine. But if people don't use the assets we have in this community, we're still at ground zero or stage zero would be best. And so today, I want to compliment the library system, compliment the great people that are here today. Go out and brag on the library system we have. Go out and bring other people in and be that magnet for the future of Baton Rouge and be that magnet for education for all of our people. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Our next speaker is Councilman Buddy Amoroso, and like the library, he's kind of new to the district and filled with excitement and prospects.
Well, first of all, I'd like to welcome everyone to District 8. And also, I'd like to welcome you to the new Fairwood Branch Library of the East Baton Rouge system. So let's all give it a big hand. I would like to go ahead and thank, there's a couple of people I would like to thank that had made this day possible. One is my predecessor, Mike Walker, and his legislative assistant, Zona Pickens, very instrumental for this day to come about. Obviously, too, this land was donated by Mr. Gladney, so I'd like to, I wish he was here today. I'd like to go ahead and thank him for his generous donation to our city. The library board has done a great job. Travis and Stan, they have just done wonderful work here, and this is going to be a real gem in District 8, and we're very excited, and we're very glad that you came out on this beautiful day. And the next step is going to be walking through the library and seeing our elderly working on the computers, seeing our young people reading books, study groups. So that's going to be where the real energy comes to this library. Thank y'all and have a great day.
Our next speaker, and are there any other council members in the audience? If so, we'd like to acknowledge them because we appreciate the support that we get from the members of the Metro Council all the time. Our next speaker is no stranger to libraries, Rebecca Hamilton, our state librarian. And I will say this about her. She's always urging us to work harder, but also smarter. And sometimes we can do the one, but I'm not sure about the latter.
Thank you, Spencer. Wow, what a great day, huh? On behalf of Lieutenant Governor Jay Darden and the State Library of Louisiana, I'd like to thank Spencer and his board for allowing me to be here today. As state librarian, I have the privilege of working with all of the public libraries across the state. We provide support to those libraries, and as a result, we get to see their successes. And this, of course, is a very big success. But today, as we celebrate the success and opening of this library, we need to reflect on how lucky East Baton Rouge Parish is. Not every parish is lucky enough to have such fine facilities and such strong library support. This library, like all libraries, is a symbol of our belief that access to information should be available to everyone equally. With a shift in state and federal services down to the local level, and with 38% of our citizens still without internet access in Louisiana, libraries are more critical than ever. Public libraries statewide have seen, and really nationwide, have seen a drastic increase in their usage during this economic downturn. And so the collective effort of Spencer and his board and the staff and the mayor and the council and everybody together, this community, is really responsible for making this library here today, but also to serve all of our little people in many, many years to come. So we applaud East Baton Rouge's efforts to make this new library and all of your libraries a model for success and a model for public libraries in Louisiana. We always tell Spencer and his crew that everybody's looking at East Baton Rouge. All of our little tiny rural libraries look to East Baton Rouge for best practices and good models of service. So they have to work extra hard and extra smart, but they are. And we're happy to support them. So we really appreciate being here today, and happy Library Day, huh? Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. And we are indeed fortunate to have such an innovative and progressive and forward-looking state library. It's a real blessing to all the libraries throughout the state. Next, I would like to introduce Mr. Travis Woodard, the President of the Library Board of Control.
Thank you, Spencer. One of the things I want to make sure we recognize is the hard work of the professionals that went into building this library, from the design team to the architect, the contractor, the staff at DPW, and then ultimately the library staff that had to stack the shelves and get all the collection in here. Let's give those folks a round of applause. You know, one of the things that I think is important to me with this library is that, you know, people around the country are beginning to question the relevance of a library in today's digital age. And I think as you guys begin to walk through here and get to know this branch, you'll see that the staff and the design team have really made an effort to incorporate technology rather than flee from it into our library, so that it continues to be relevant and useful to the people and patrons of East Baton Rouge Parish. So again, thank you all for your support, and look forward to seeing you.
And I'd also like to take this occasion to thank all of our board members for their hard work, their dedication to the library. We could not accomplish what we do without them. Here today we have Mr. Jason Jacob, we have Mr. Stanford Bardwell, we have Ms. Kizzy Payton also, and we also have some former board members, and their service has helped us build a foundation that's carried us into the future. Don Browning is here, and there may be some others. If so, we'd like to thank all of you for what you've contributed to the library. At this point, I'd also like to recognize those professionals that Mr. Woodard just mentioned. Richard Brown might like to say a few words, I believe.
Hi, I'm Richard Brown. I'm the architect on the project. It's been about 2.5 years since I walked out on this vacant field here, and I'd like to thank the city and the library for giving us the opportunity to work on this. I'd also like to recognize Lemoyne Design Associates, Tracy and Heather, or the interior designers, and also Stewart Construction. They did a great job on it. We had a good relationship. Thank you.
And they did indeed do a magnificent job. I think you'll find a very beautiful and warm and inviting space once we get inside. I'd also like to see if Chris Stewart from Stewart Company, the general contractor, would like to say a few words.
I'd just like to say thank you to all the contractors that participated in here. We had a great opportunity to see a dream of this community come to concrete and steel. So thank you again from Stewart Company, general contractor.
Okay. And although this has been mentioned before, I would like to thank all of the staff that worked so hard. Those 28,000 books and items inside did not magically jump on the shelves. Now, I will tell you that there's some compensation for that. They were all excited to get them. They were all kind of tired by the time they got them on the shelves, but you should have seen the joy and the excitement that was evident when all those books arrived. And bringing this library together, putting it together as a whole, working with the design professionals, both the interior design, the construction professionals, the architects, has resulted in a gem of a library. I've also been told that I also always need to mention to you guys that we're very proud that this is a result of our pay-as-you-go program, that there is no debt for this library, and thank all of you for your support through the years, because your tax support allows us to build libraries as we go along. And so this is a library your grandchildren can enjoy, but they won't have to pay for it. You've already paid for it. 1, 2, 3.
Some of the things that we've included in this branch are the collaborative workspaces for the adults and the teenagers. As technology has grown, there's become less and less focus on the book collection in the libraries and more on the collaborative space, the open space, the ability of the branch to serve as a welcoming place for people to gather, more so than a place to collect books.
The community needs to know the library is here for everybody. The library provides equal access to all information to all citizens. So no matter what your economic status is, the library is here for you. And we know that in Louisiana, 38% of our citizens don't have internet access in their homes. So the library is an even more critical resource for them to just gain access to information.
I'm very excited to finally be a branch manager. I've worked for the library for 12 years. I started off as a library page shelving books, and I've always thought it'd be really cool to run a branch, so I'm very excited to do this.
We're very happy. This is a great day for East Baton Rouge Parish, a great day for the library system and the East Baton Rouge Parish Library Board of Control. And most importantly, we want the citizens of this local community and the parish as a whole to realize that this is their library and we're here to serve them.
I'm really excited to open this branch. We've worked really hard. I hope the public is happy with it. We're really excited to open it up and share it with the whole entire community.
Baton Rouge is really very special. We have a great library system. Technology is coming into the mainstream a lot more here, and so we're offering so many different things, and I would just urge people, don't let it go to waste. These are your tax dollars. Take part in it and make a big difference in the quality of life for everybody.